Hello and welcome back to Dell Technologies World 2024, where Michael Dell just wrapped up his keynote igniting innovation. And there are so many announcements for us to talk about. So let's dive right in. So joining us is Jon Siegal, Senior Vice President, Portfolio Marketing at Dell Technologies, Sylvia Seybel, VP Client Solutions Group Marketing at Dell Technologies, and Bob O'Donnell, President and Chief Analyst at Technalysis Research. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you for having us.
I'm excited.
Yes.
There's so much energy here. I haven't felt this much buzz at a Dell Technologies World in so long.
Jon, I would like to start with you. How can the expansion of our broad AI solutions portfolio put organizations on the fast track to AI-driven innovation and adoption in their own organizations?
That's a great question. Look, I think at the end of the day, the AI factories are really going to power this AI revolution.
Yeah.
And much like physical factories powered the industrial revolution. And so now with the AI factories, this is now going to produce incredible insights, fresh content to really help drive impact in customers' lives and drive productivity that we've never seen before. The Dell AI Factory is really our approach at Dell to really helping our customers, as you just mentioned, accelerate their AI adoption and their AI innovations. Mm-hmm. And it really comprises a number of things. It's, first of all, our AI optimized infrastructure, which has been leading the industry. And it's very broad, of course, everything from workstations to infrastructure, server infrastructure, storage infrastructure. And it allows customers to really bring AI to their data wherever it is. The Dell AI Factory is really about helping our customers to run their AI factories wherever they need to. It could be in the data center, it could be in the edge, it could be in a colo, it could be in the cloud, it could even be on a workstation as well, which we're going to get into and unpack. But really everything we've done here today, and we started to unpack, it's about AI optimized infrastructure, what we've done to create an easy button for our customers to accelerate their adoption.
Right.
That means integrating our infrastructure with leading capabilities from an open ecosystem of vendors, and then integrating as well advanced services. Because so often now what we hear, the number one question is, how do I get started?
Yeah.
And the way to get started is we can help them build their strategy, identify their use cases, figure out which models they need, and then help them accelerate the deployment and ultimately operate it at scale. So we are all in here when it comes to AI factories and helping our customers accelerate.
Yeah, what I really enjoyed is that AI wasn't solely just focused on one part of the business, right? It spanned the entire company. And so Sylvia, how are these new AI PCs going to revolutionize the PC industry? I mean, 5?
We just launched 5 new AI PCs, and obviously that's just the start.
It is.
We already have AI PCs, and people have started to experience them, and obviously now we launched 5 new ones with a lot more capabilities. So very, very exciting. I think Jon just mentioned the AI factory, and you mentioned workstations, and you can build models on them. Obviously, these new AI PCs are also part of the AI factory. They're at the edge. We heard Michael talk about most of the data actually sits at the edge.
Yep.
So all the new things that we can start doing with it, like it's going to be your partner. It's probably things that we haven't even all really realized yet. We don't really know all the possibilities yet, but it truly becomes your partner. Easy things like you're coming back from vacation. You have thousands of emails. Now that normally takes you hours to just go through it. With AI, they will help you, right? Like they look through it and they prioritize for you. So really you come back and you're up and running right away. There's so many different things that you could do,
Yeah.
Sky's the limits.
Yeah, and so Bob, which announcements stand out the most to you and why?
Well, it's, for me, I'm a PC guy for a long time, so I love the PC stuff, I gotta be honest. But what's interesting is, if I kind of take a big picture look, both at what Jon talked about and what was discussed, is really we're seeing this movement to the idea of hybrid AI. Yeah. Meaning we've got some in the cloud, but now a lot of the announcements on the infrastructure side from Dell are like, hey, guess what? You can move some of these AI workloads on-prem. We've got we've got the compute and server hardware, we've got the storage, and we've got the networking to give you the infrastructure you need, and we've got the services We've got things we've been doing as Dell. We can teach you about our own experiences, and then of course, you can do some of those AI workloads on the PC as well.
Yep.
So to me, it's that combination of, hey, it's not just a cloud-based thing, it's something we can do within our own four walls or colo or, but within more of our control. And again, it's this hybrid idea. We saw that with cloud, and now we're clearly seeing this very quickly with AI. And I think that's exciting because, as Michael has pointed out, and frankly, other big tech vendors too have said, look, why should you put your data to where the AI is? Why don't you bring the AI to the data, right? I mean, it's just logical. That, when you apply that kind of a thinking, and then all of these things start to fall into place, like, oh, I get it. Like, yeah, these are the pieces I need to make this all happen.
That's a great point. Yeah, and we're all about providing that flexibility in that hybrid AI model, wherever it is, to your point. Because customers are evaluating so many things. They're evaluating complexity, privacy of data, security of data, cost, and based on a number of factors, they're going to figure out where it makes the most sense for them.
Yes.
We want to provide that choice. We have seen a lot of customers bring the AI to their data, and where's data for the most part? On-prem, and where's a lot of the AI going to be generated in the AI era? At the edge. So this is why we made the announcements we did this week.
Yes, absolutely. So Jon and Sylvia, this one is for the both of you. What role do you see these external partnerships and collaborations playing in the overall AI journey?
I mean, obviously, they're critical for us, right? I mentioned it. Clearly, when you look at AI PCs, what you do with the AI PCs makes them your partner. Microsoft just announced their Copilot Plus PCs as well, and we obviously have collaborated extremely closely with Microsoft on getting them to market. We're going to offer the widest range of platforms with Microsoft, and obviously also with Qualcomm. So, it's a partnership. You can only make this happen together, and we're really very thankful for that.
Yeah, just to add to that, I mean, no single vendor can do AI alone. I mean, that is a fact. And so much of the ecosystem announcements that we made today, open ecosystem announcements, around working with partners like Microsoft, like Hugging Face, like Meta, to really provide that easier button for customers to deploy the AI models and services and libraries and capabilities where they need to, like on-prem. So for example, with Hugging Face, we announced the new Enterprise Hub, which is the ability to, so Hugging Face, for those that don't know, Hugging Face is the de facto leader for providing open source AI models and libraries and data sets out there in the marketplace. And so Dell is partnering with Hugging Face, providing this portal for our customers where they can simply select a model, and we've made it simple for them to deploy those models on premises. We're providing custom scripts, we're providing all the custom needs, customization that they need in order to make that simple and secure for them. Same thing with Meta. With Meta, we are providing the ability to run the latest Llama 3. Llama 3 is game-changing. It's one of the game-changing models. It's also an open source model. Whether it's Llama 2 or Llama 3, we're providing best practices and guidelines and things like that for our customers to deploy them where they need to, on-prem, it could be the edge, could be in colos, et cetera. And then finally, with building on the Microsoft story, there's also Azure AI services. And so we're providing the ability now, an easy button to run Azure AI services where the data is on top of our Apex Cloud platforms. So partnerships are a necessity. We feel like we're at the leading edge now of really working with these partners and figuring out ultimately what are the AI workloads that our customers want to run, and how can we make it easier for them to run on the right infrastructure.
Yeah, and so since you've already kind of touched on AI factor and kind of hinted at services, what can organizations expect for them to change with the new services announcement?
I mean, as I think I said earlier, I mean, services are so key right now. Ultimately, I think every conversation we have with customers includes services and frankly starts with services, because the vast majority of our customers are still at the beginning of the journey. And they need help with strategy. They need help. What fuels the AI factory, as Michael said, is data. Understanding the data, getting the data right, getting it cleansed. Services plays a very critical role in helping customers get the right data into the AI pipeline, because good data or great data equals great AI, bad data equals bad AI, right? So services plays a really critical role there. and all the way through the life cycle. We've announced services for a number of capabilities today, both on the AI PC front, as well as helping customers deploy for use cases like digital assistants. So I can go on and on there, but a number of capabilities there across the journey.
Yeah.
Well, I was just going to say, back to the partnerships thing, I think another interesting point to consider, I was in a meeting this morning with Jeff Boudreau, who's you guys, AI chief officer, and one of the things that Jeff mentioned is it's so early that customers are partners too, because everybody is learning from each other. You guys are applying the technology internally, just as your customers are, and everybody is like, hey, like, what did you guys do? Like, what did you do? Like, there's this sense of, hey, we're all in this together kind of a thing, and that's a different way to think about the partnership thing. Anyway, sorry to interrupt.
Oh no, I was actually going to ask you to chime in there too, because you talked about the organizations and getting them up to speed and getting them to adopt AI. I would love your perspective on where do you see the opportunities for organizations to speed up their adoption, and how should companies help them?
Well, look, I mean, it is early days, and it's about the learning process. And the thing about Gen AI is, we're all hearing the hype, right? We're all hearing, oh my God, it's going to change everything. The problem is people don't change overnight. Like, we're creatures of habit. So getting us to all change, like, wait, I got to do what now? Like, what? But the bottom line is, you can start to think about, hey, I can start to tackle some problems and figure a few things out. One of the things that's also been discussed is the fact that a lot of organizations are being forced to deal with their data sprawl and their data mess because of Gen AI. Because everybody's like, well, to your point, you got to have good data. Well, yeah, but what data do we even have, and like, what is it, and where is it, what format? So it's forcing companies to get organized around their data, which is a good thing anyway. Then they can start to leverage it. And again, you can start talking about building some of this stuff locally. There's some exciting things going on around small language models that are easier to run more efficiently within the walls of a data center. So there's a lot of really exciting things. The bottom line is companies need to say, all right, let's pick a couple of things and get started. One concern, of course, is everybody's like, oh yeah, I want to do this and this and this and this and this and this. And a lot of companies have fallen into that trap. So you got to kind of take a step back and go, all right, hold on. What can we really do? What's the short term, the low hanging fruit kind of thing? And then let's learn from that and then build ourselves out. So I think bottom line is companies need to sort of have a sit down and figure out what are the critical points to them. What are the things they want to achieve? Is it more productivity? Is it new business? There's a lot of different angles you can take with this Gen AI story. So figure a few of those things out and get, talk to other people. Nobody knows all the right answers in the world of Gen AI. So you're going to have help from a lot of people. Why not go to the people who have been doing this on their own, who have the hardware to help you enable it? So that's where Dell Services, I think, plays an interesting role.
And I really like that Michael even said that too. I know just as much now about Gen AI as I did 40 years ago when I started the company. Like, you're learning as you're going.
Yes.
And I think we expect people to have all of the answers when nobody has all of them.
And that's the exciting part, right?
It's
the learning part about it. You said people don't want to change, but people like to learn and experience new things. So, totally exciting to see what
I think I want to do this question actually for all three of you. How do you anticipate enhancing the future AI? How is it going to enhance? How do you see it for productivity and efficiency? I'm sure the answers are all going to be different on how do you anticipate it helping us be more productive and efficient?
Well, I'm most excited about agents. The idea of a personal assistant. Like, remember Alexa and Siri and all those things? And they're not so good. So now the question is, the concept was good. That's why we all liked it. But the execution was terrible. So now we actually have the capability where there could be some agent working on my behalf, and for my individual productivity. And then, of course, for organizations to make more effective use of people. That to me is what's exciting, and how I search for things now is totally different, right? I go to the Gen AI chatbots more to search, because usually I want context, and I don't get the context necessarily from. Now, mind you, Google just literally announced that they're changing that as of last week, but the point is, all of this is changing a lot, and I think people are going to start to learn some new habits and then figure out ways to leverage it. So that, to me, I think is where some of this is going.
And I like to think about it beyond productivity and efficiency, you know? Yeah, that is all going to happen, but that's not the exciting part to me. You will be able to do new things, right? Like we're seeing it already in the arts. People can create things that they couldn't, right? I'm not an artist, but I can start creating things. So I'm really excited about the new things that are coming beyond efficiency and productivity.
Yeah, it's literally game changing. I mean, what AI's done, and I think like take patient care for example. Northwestern Medicine, great example about how they're using a multimodal LLM right now to essentially speed and improve the accuracy of X-rays.
And Dr. Mozzie.
Yes.
I talked to him.
Yes. And so that's an example of, sure, they can do it faster, but it's more accurate. It frees up the radiologist to do more of the work that they want to do. You know, you mentioned digital assistants. So we did announce today the Dell Gen AI solution for digital assistants with NVIDIA. So it's part of the Dell AI factory with NVIDIA. And that is a great example of how we're creating a humanistic, essentially AI avatar interface as part of the self-service experience. And we're really taking essentially these digital assistants to another level. It's based on our technology as well as NVIDIA's software and infrastructure, as well as third parties. The reason I mention that is behind the scenes, there's a lot of stuff going on, but what we've done is provide the easy button for customers to use this. And so you see, smart cities like City of Amarillo using it to change how they actually provide information to their to their citizens. That's not productivity. That is human progress. It's making information accessible regardless of the language they speak. And that's what's so exciting about AI is that it's truly driving human progress.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, thank you all so much for joining me. Exciting announcements all around. You are watching live coverage from Dell Technologies World 2024. We will be right back after a short break.